realized that as I flipped off the trampoline. Landed head first on the ground when I should have landed on my feet, but 10 backflips in a row, it sounded pretty sweet. Now heavy clouds are all I see as I lay still on summer's grass. It's hard to breathe, but when I could, it was so heavy and so fast, body hot and full of pain. It felt like fire and electrocution has kept my mind from the fact that still my body had no movement. I yelled to my friends, help me, so pick me up is what they did, not thinking about the consequences, however we were kids. Put him down is what the parents yell and lay him on his back, then somebody call an ambulance and tell them please come fast. They went to get my mother just to bring her where I'm at, and at that moment time froze and two memories came back. The first one was my mother on the morning of that day. She didn't want to watch me flip, however I made her stay. She said okay, and that was good, however just be safe, because she never wanted to get a call that I hurt myself that way. The second thought was that my brother stayed together that whole day until I told him I was going to my friend's house just to play. For the first time I remember, he said, Jonathan, just come home, and I said, I'll catch up in a little bit, I'll see you later on. During the time I had those thoughts, I must have blacked out, but now I'm fine because I opened up my eyes to see my mother there crying. Heard the sirens getting close, and I knew that I'd be fine, so I closed my eyes and took deep breaths to keep the pain from my mind. Once again, I'm waking up, but now it's bright lights in the room and doctors asking, can you feel this? And telling me try and move. Poke with needles to see my body's reaction, but no ouch, pain, or jerk. The signs weren't good because I couldn't move and my body knew no hurt. Now it's time for surgery, but I don't know what's going on because I slept for several hours just to keep myself calm. And right before I went in, I seen my family and friends. Eyes were red, faces wet, and they all smiled to pretend like everything would be alright when they knew what was wrong. And the last thing I remember was the kiss from my mom. Woke up the next morning, but it wasn't in my bed, and all I can see was these two bars attached to something around my head. Courage was never an issue, so no, I wasn't scared. It's just I'll be 16 in 2 days, so for this I'm not prepared. Out the corner of my eye, I seen my mother in my sight, and she seen my eyes open, so she ran straight to my side, and then came in the doctor with the news to change my life. He explained to me my injury and how he installed a plate because he had to fuse my spine in hopes that I would walk someday. I asked him what my chances were, and he said they weren't great, but only time can tell, and all we can do is wait. 3 months is what it took. I had so many ups and downs. I couldn't see the TV, so I stared at the ceiling till someone came around. Didn't see myself either. Never wanted to look in any mirrors because I knew the body that I once had slowly disappeared. Just laid in my bed and they would turn me so I wouldn't get bed sores, and sometimes the screws inside my head needed tightening so they would turn them more. A second surgery on my stomach from a stress ulcer. Oh Lord, it had my lips purple and blue, literally knocking on heaven's door. I lost a lot of blood, so a transfusion was in store, but I couldn't eat for a whole week, so I think that hurt me even more. Another trip back to the hospital. Had a blood clot in my leg, another surgery I had to go through, and I just wished it all went away. Now, for the next 2 months, I made Hillside Rehabilitation my home, where I was pushed around in therapy, scaring these older patients. It wasn't because I was black or young, it's basic, let's just face it. It wasn't good for them to see people with sheets over their faces. When days were good, then they were good, and bad when they were bad. I was filled with a lot of emotions, sometimes sad, alone, and mad. Earlier that year, my father just had passed, so I started thinking about my life and how long it would last. Until one day I woke up and I couldn't take it anymore and put my all into my therapy, even when it left me sore. I couldn't walk or feed myself, get dressed or brush my teeth, but the proudest moment of my life was when I stood on my 2 feet. There's a lot I didn't speak about because I don't have time. To this day my life is difficult, but I seem to live it fine, and I wouldn't change a thing if I can go back into time, because my body might be weaker, but I gained a stronger mind. That's my true story.